What's up, everybody? How you all doing? We're back again with another one, and today we're checking out Michael Jackson. It's called "They Don't Care About Us." It's a like, in my opinion, first of all, it's a really great song. And no, this is not a first time listen. It's not a first time reaction. It's not even really. I'm not even going to call this a reaction. I'm going to call it more of a breakdown, sort of analysis. Um, so I feel like that this song is really, it's an important song. I think so, especially the way things are at the moment. Um, with the like social injustice and government corruption, which is not a new thing that's been going on since the fucking dawn of time. Um, but this song is very significant. And it's just, do you know what I mean? It's it's about like I say, it is about social injustice, and it's about the government corruption, and like it's basically Michael Jackson's like trying to speaking up for those who don't have a voice. That especially for someone like Michael Jackson's, the platform that he did have. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. But for the platform that he had and how big his platform was, it was like speaking up for those who didn't have a voice, or have got a voice, but they're not going to get heard. For people that they have a voice, but they're not being heard, because they just get ignored. So Michael Jackson speaking up for the for the powerless, because because a lot of people, when you try to speak up about certain things, things that really matter, and it's like it's like just like my voice ain't gonna make any fucking difference whatsoever. Because we don't have a platform. All I have is YouTube, and that's it. That's the only platform that I have to be able to speak and speak my mind. But that's not, even then, that's restricted to YouTube's algorithm. You know what I mean? So when you speak, it's about like speaking truth to power. It's a very crazy thing. So anyway, the intro has been long enough. It's like, damn, sorry. Sorry for the long intro, but anyway, we could dive into this. It's Michael Jackson. They don't care about us. So yeah, we're gonna deep dive analysis into this, and yeah, let's get it. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is the Brazil version, I believe. Yeah. I feel like, well, like when it says that they don't really care about us, talking about like the government and the higher ups, the elites, and like just like how indifferent they are to the suffering of the indifferent to the suffering of the common person. They say that when it says they, this means like the governments, higher ups, and the elites, the people that don't give a fuck about us. Like we're just pawns in their fucking on their fucking monopoly board, but don't ever like don't black and white me. You don't. He's not just talking about his own like. He's not talking about his own. I'm just gonna go like Michael Jackson started off black and then his skin went white. That's not what he's talking about. It's just talking about don't black and white me. Don't fucking say like the like it should be about race because it isn't. Don't try and pull the race card on me because that's not what I'm about. I'm here for everybody, black people, white people, for everybody. It's about unity, trying to bring people together, not to try and separate us and divide, which is what the government does, and that's the whole thing about politics. That's what politics does. It just divides people. It's a systematic program put in place to keep people divided because they don't want us to come together. They don't want us to they don't want us to have that unity. They don't want us to have that because if we all come together and we all stand by one another, then we'll be, they'll realize, how powerful we can be. We'll be more powerful than the fucking government, right? And so the thing like politics is a systematic program that was put in place to keep us divided, to make us hate, like turn on one another. You're on the left or you're on the right. I said this once in my Tom McDonald breakdown. I said, no. Again, no, I got to stop saying because you may be watching this for the first time, so you probably don't know. But what I'm saying is, it's just politics is a system put in place. It's a program put in place to keep us divided, to keep us to basically the left don't like people on the right, and it creates that divide and it keeps that the hatred. So if we're fighting amongst ourselves, but by doing that, we're weakening ourselves, and that's exactly what the government and the higher ups. That's what they want. They want us to hate it. They want us to hate. They want us to hate each other because we're weaker divided than we are united. So they don't want us to come together. They want us divided because we just weaken ourselves by doing so. So it's just fucked up. I feel that this song sort of serves as it's an anthem for anyone marginalized, by society, and Michael Jackson is sort of like position himself as a victim of police brutality, even though he's never but so the police brutality, especially like the Rodney King incident. When was that? Was that 1993 or something? 92, 93? It was in the early 90s, wasn't it? The police brutality and the victim of hate, using it's using its global it was using its global platform to shine a light on on the people who feel invisible to those in power. That basically, like I was just saying earlier about not having a voice and just being ignored when you have not having a voice, but because you get ignored, it just feels like that you just. It's like no matter how loud you fucking like scream, nobody hears you. No one hears what you have. You just being just ignored. So you feel very invisible. And the higher ups and the governments and that, they're not even hearing what you're saying from your point of view, and what have you, and the things that you're experiencing through in your neighborhoods and that, and in your life, and how how bad things are, so therefore you just feel invisible. So Michael Jackson's like taking it on himself to use his to use his platform to speak for those who do get ignored, basically. Yeah, so it's like Michael Jackson is speaking on like the MLK and Franklin D. Roosevelt. It's just trying to remind listeners that the fight for civil rights and the freedom is ongoing historical battle, and it's still going on to this day. Nothing's changed, nothing is improved. No matter who, what leader gets in power, gets in office, power's probably the better word for it, because that's exactly what it is. But it's it's still an ongoing thing. Nothing is changed from the 70s to where we're now, 60s, 70s. Nothing has really changed very much. Nothing. There's still racism, and I hate to say this. I deplore racism in any way, every way. I hate racism. It's we shouldn't be judging people by what color skin they have or what their nationality is, right? We're human beings, and we're only on this planet once. So why all the hate? Why are we hating each other? Why are we hating each other? Because we look different. That's something I've never understood. Never understood it, and for and there's like there's no justification for racism. There isn't, because it's a senseless act. The people saying it's ignorant. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. That's my opinion on that, on the racism thing. But I don't know. But it's got. Oh, I love that sudden break. That when you hear that, and then the instrumentation just gets a bit more intense. Well, I love the production on this song as well. I mean, Michael Jackson on this song is like, this is a song that is heartfelt. That Michael Jackson, like, you can like hear it in his delivery on his lyrics, and the way he was, you can feel that aggression, just that almost like anger, because of the like social injustices, government corruption, and and just the way people are treating each other. Like, oh, it's unbelievable. It's just no, no. This is why, because I love the message in this song. It's not just I'm not just listening just bob my head because I like the way it sounds. I love the message and the meaning of this song. You know what I mean? That's what really grits me. This is one of my all-time favorite songs. It's why I'm checking this out now. That's why I'm doing this deep dive analysis. Hope you appreciate it, but yeah, it is, but whatever. But yeah, it was, you know, because like the controversy. This was a very controversial song. Well, like it's just it caused a lot of like immediate stir due to a couple of lines in the original version. Like Jormies, like what was the original version? Like this is what we actually now is the Brazil version. And I think what was it? The original was it Jaw me, sue me, kick me, kill me. And like like Michael Jackson's like in his intent, like insisted that these were used to illustrate the pain of like a victim, like racism and hate speech, and not to promote it. It's just and the ultimate result of this song, I feel, is to avoid further pain to the Jewish communities. And Michael Jackson's like eventually issued an apology and re-recorded, and he re-recorded the song. There's some masking those specific words with sound effects and later presses. Like in this one, if you notice, when it was like there were certain words that you didn't hear because it was replaced with a sound effect like a slap, like on when it hits like certain words. When it was saying certain words, because that's so this is so we had to like re-record it, re-edit the entire song, and man, because but which he shouldn't do because he has freedom of speech, but he's got being accused like fucking like hate speech in the Jewish community. Is like what crazy stuff. Like a break. I love it when that just the instrumentation just breaks and it goes God one time like that. Almost sounds like a gunshot, like and then to get a transition in the instrumentation, like right. But from this instrumentation. Yeah, it almost sounds like a gunshot, like bosh. And then to that transition in the instrumentation. That's that's dope. That's dope, but it has so much like deep meaning on that. Yeah, Martin Luther King the activist. It wouldn't let it be because he was there for the like civil rights, for freedom of speech, for everything. Just the freedom of people, and yeah, like says he said that earlier on about Franklin D. Roosevelt. It wouldn't let all this shit be. It wouldn't never let all this fucking shit that's happening. It's just same like fucking. A bit like fucking Margaret, the British Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister back in the day, Margaret Thatcher. She wouldn't put up with all this fucking immigration and racism and all this fucking nonsense that we're all going through today here in the UK. I'm talking about, but like Martin Luther King was still alive. He wouldn't be fucking standing for none of this shit. And a lot of this the shit that we're going through today, bro, it wouldn't be happening. And Franklin D. Roosevelt, none of this shit would happen. That's crazy. And because we get the wrong people in fucking power, and that's trouble though, isn't it? Just thinking about it, there was a quote that Bob Marley once said, and I'm trying to see if I can very quickly remember this. Like when the love of power overtakes the power of love, then you get war. That's exactly what is happening. Is everybody has politicians, the governments, the higher ups, and the elites. They just love. They have this lust for power, and that's a very very dangerous thing. It needs to. It needs to fucking be reversed. It needs to be the power of love. When the power of love overtakes the love of power, then that's when you get peace. But until that happens, we will never get peace. So like this is the Brazil version, which is filmed in the like favelas in like there. I can't even say it. Oh fucking hell! I can't say it. How do you say it? Rio Janeiro. Oh my god, I can't say it. Oh, it's not rolling off the tongue. Rio de Janeiro. Got it. I knew I'd get that. Like highlight like global like poverty and the spirit of the people. Like even though they're going through fucking shit, they ain't got fuck all, but their spirit is much greater than and that and just that last little that scream at the end is just like why that's just shows frustration, just anger. You know, it's just like, you know, it's like, how is it that people are being treated like this? It's absolutely mind-boggling and disgraceful. Because we're human beings and we all deserve to be treated not just equally, but we deserve respect. We deserve to be treated with respect and to be treated like human beings, like and uh, I don't know. I think I've said enough as it is. 25-minute, 26-minute reaction. I do, and it's just crazy. It's an absolute great song, and it's very ballsy as well. Very, it takes a lot of guts to speak truth to power. It really does, and because it's certainly not easy, especially it's not just saying a load of shit and then just saying a load of like stuff just to be popular, just like just to get just to make it look like you care about something. But it's like, but to actually stand 10 toes down and just be like, yeah, this is the mess. This is what I stand for. This is what I'm doing. Because this song, I was gonna say earlier, but this kind of song, it's because Tupac Shakur, he did a song that I think it was inspired by this. His one's a little bit more explicit. It was they don't really give they don't really give a fuck about us, and it's a very similar message. Same sort, it's talking about the injustice of like a society, like just police brutality, injustice, police corruption, and government corruption, and social injustice. And it's this is real shit. This is real life stuff. This is the sort of music that we should be getting, not this fucking like mumble rap and all this like pop songs that as put out there as a fucking distraction, distract you from what's really going on in society. And there's too many distractions, and there's really not enough being done to actually to open up, well, I think people have got their eyes open. That people are still, people are. But every time someone speaks the truth and speaks their truth and speaks how they really feel, then they tend to get silenced. They tend to get cancelled. They tend, just. And there's always something that just wants to, they just want to, like, anybody that wants to, that speak the truth and say exactly how they see it and be like truthful and honest about things. Then that block comes. I mean, this video probably won't really get many views because it's YouTube. They probably don't want to see this type of message being put out there, so it's gonna probably get suppressed by the YouTube algorithm and probably not push it out there to lots of people to see. But I don't care. I'm still gonna speak my truth no matter what. It's just it's just. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. Because he should still be with us. I do have suspicions about surrounding his the way that he passed away, but I don't know if this is the right time or the right place to really. I'm not trying to put out conspiracy theories, because that's what really speaking. That's all it'll come down to any day. So I'm going to keep that to myself. You know, this video's been half an hour. So sorry about the long video, but I had a lot of shit to say about this video, and it's a great song, a great video, and yeah, rest in peace of Michael Jackson. That's all I'm gonna say. Have a good one. Peace. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson.